The bell above the gun shop door jingled, but no one really paid attention at first. It was a Saturday afternoon, the kind of day when the regulars came in to swap stories about hunting trips, brag about their latest rifles, or simply lean on the glass counters, sipping stale coffee from styrofoam cups. But when they finally noticed who had walked in, the atmosphere shifted. A woman, alone, no boyfriend, no husband trailing behind to help her pick out something. She carried herself with quiet confidence, her boots tapping against the tiled floor, her coat zipped high against the lingering chill outside. Behind the counter, two men exchanged looks and then smirks. One was a broad man with a graying beard, the other younger, cocky, with a baseball cap turned backward. "Well, look what we've got here," the older one muttered under his breath, but loud enough to carry. The younger man grinned wide. "Ma'am, kitchen's down the street." "Not here," he teased, leaning on the counter as if she needed his guidance. A couple of customers snorted at the remark, their laughter bouncing off the racks of rifles lined neatly on the wall. She didn't flinch, didn't even bother to return the insult with so much as a glance. Her eyes swept the displays with a calm, deliberate focus, like she'd already measured the room and found it lacking. She walked straight past the pink-handled pistols set out like novelties for women buyers, something the shop always pushed with smug pride, and stopped at the glass case where the serious rifles were kept. "That one," she said softly, pointing to a sleek black model in the middle. The younger man blinked. "That one," he echoed, dragging the words out like he couldn't quite believe what he'd heard. "Sweetheart, that's not exactly a toy. Maybe you'd like to start smaller. Something cute, something light." His friend chuckled, shaking his head. Still, she didn't waver. Her expression was unreadable, her stance firm. She repeated, "That one." The older man finally reached in, humoring her more than respecting the choice, and placed the rifle gently on the counter as if waiting for her to fumble it. Instead, she picked it up with steady hands, checking its weight and balance with the ease of someone who had done this many times before. The laughter around her softened, uncertain now, but no one spoke up. Then she asked, calm and certain, "Range available?" The shooting range was dimly lit, its concrete walls lined with decades of scorch marks and faint echoes of gunfire. The smell of oil, metal, and burnt powder clung to the air, sharp and unmistakable. Fluorescent lights buzzed faintly overhead, casting a sterile glow down the narrow lanes. She walked in with the rifle cradled casually in her hands, as if it belonged there, while the men who had mocked her earlier trailed behind, eager spectators waiting for a show they were sure would end in embarrassment. They leaned against the glass partition, arms folded, smirks fixed on their faces. The younger one pulled out his phone, already whispering to a buddy about how he was about to witness a comedy show, in real time. To them, it was entertainment, watching a woman struggle with a weapon they thought she couldn't possibly control. She ignored them entirely. Setting her bag down, she laid out the ammunition neatly, her movements methodical, efficient. She slid each round into the magazine with smooth precision, no hesitation, no clumsy fumbling. The sound of the metal clicks was steady and practiced, the kind of rhythm that didn't come from guessing but from repetition. The smirks began to waver, just a little. But they stayed quiet, convinced she'd ruin her stance, flinch at the recoil, miss the target entirely. She stepped into position, boots planted firmly on the concrete floor, her shoulders squared, her grip steady, cheek resting against the stock with the ease of someone who understood every inch of what she was holding. Her breathing slowed, controlled, and in that moment the range seemed to hold its breath with her. The first shot cracked through the lane, sharp and decisive. The target, 50 feet away, rippled as the round tore directly into the center. The men blinked, startled, but she didn't pause. The second shot followed seamlessly, then the third, each one echoing with perfect rhythm. The cluster of holes formed tight around the bullseye, so close they nearly touched. The phone that had been recording lowered slowly, forgotten in the younger man's hand. By the time she fired her last round, the silence in the range was deafening. Only the faint hiss of the ventilation system filled the air. She lowered the rifle with a calm ease, ejecting the empty magazine before stepping back. When the target sheet reeled forward, it revealed a near-perfect group at the very center, an accuracy most of the men in the shop couldn't claim themselves. She glanced over her shoulder, expression unreadable, voice calm and almost bored. Guess it fits just fine. She placed the rifle gently on the counter, picked up her bag, and walked past them without waiting for a reply. None of them spoke. Their earlier laughter had died, replaced by stunned silence and a respect they hadn't been prepared to.